It's so good to be with you today. I want to talk to you about something real quickly. I love golf. I maybe those of you that aren't golfers, you don't understand. I love the game. I love to be out there. I love the weather. I love the beauty. It's like for a few hours you get to be in this perfectly manicured environment. You've got wildlife. You've got the trees, the cool breeze, the just the I don't know, it's just it's tranquil in its environment, at least to me. I love the game. I love it when I hit a good shot. I hate it when I hit a bad shot. Golf is the game that will love you 1 minute and spank you the next minute. You know what I'm talking about. Well, I began to think about how golf relates so much to our life and how much that golf actually has the capacity to be such a frustrating game. I mean, it really does. I've seen people lose their mind on the golf course. They hit this shot and it's awful. I'm serious, it's just awful. And they'll beat the ground with their club and they'll throw their clubs and they'll say stupid clubs and stupid ball. It's just insane what happens. And really, I mean, if you really want to know the truth about it is it's shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, the goal is just to bring your club face square at impact in its simplest form. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that, but but oh my God, how that does get us. And I'm reminded of a couple of years ago, and I had been playing golf for a while, but I got off. I don't know how to say it. I got off. Uh, I was in the trees. Everything I hit, at that time I was slicing. I couldn't figure what I was doing. Couldn't see what I was doing. That's the amazing thing in golf as in life. You can't always see what you're doing. You think you're doing it a certain way. You would swear you're doing it a certain way, but you can't see it. It's all like you have to have someone else look at it. And I was just in the trees. I'm telling you, everything that I hit, I shank it. I hit it off to, and finally, out of simple desperation, I went to this guy that was a trainer, and he was a very good trainer. He trained a lot of professional golfers, and he watched he watched me for a second, and he said, he said, "Well, here's what you're doing wrong." And I heard him, and I said, "No, I'm not." I I swear I did. I said, "No, I'm not doing that." And he just looked at me with a surprised look on his face and said, "Yeah, that's that's what you're doing." As a matter of fact, he had to have somebody else come stand behind me and say, "Tell him that that's what you're doing." And I've come to the conclusion we blame everything else. It can't be me. It's got to be this. I mean, it's the ball. It's the clubs. We talk about that. Can I say something to you? The ball doesn't care. The, the clubs, they don't care. That they don't. They just do what you tell them to do. In other words, you're the problem. It isn't your surroundings. It isn't the things. You are where you are because of the swing that you have grooved. Now, what I mean by that, you've swung it long enough until that's become just muscle memory, and that you just do it without thinking. You do it. It's the same thing. I've watched people do it, and their swing is just almost identical. They've just grooved that swing. That's much like how we do in life. We do something for so long, and we're frustrated because we're in the trees, but we've grooved this swing, and we just fall back into it unconsciously. But here is the point that I wanted to bring to you on this thing: is the fact that you can. I said it a while ago, but I won't say it again. You can't always see what you're doing in golf and in life, and that's how it relates to you. All you know is I'm in the trees, I'm in trouble. It's like every stinking day I get up and I hit the ball and I end up here in left field, or I'm in the trees, or it's constant. It's like I can't get ahead. And what you're going to have to do when you reach that point, you're going to have somebody else come and look at your swing. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to be open to somebody to tell you you're wrong. I think one of the big lessons in life, if you're ever going to change, if you're ever going to move, you have to be open to constructive criticism. Now, not destructive criticism. Destructive criticism really is summed up in the fact that I don't like you and there ain't nothing you can do about it and blah, blah, blah. What I'm talking. But constructive criticism is the very tool that will help you shift, just a small shift. See, this is a thing in golf that I've found. A lot of times it isn't a major shift that I've got to make. It's a small thing. It's a small shift that I'm having to make to bring my life around into the place that it's supposed to be. And you got to find somebody. You got to find someone that can help you find the new patterns in life. You need someone. And I just want to say this to you. If you bite their head off every time they say something to you, they'll stop telling you the truth. I feel like I need to say that again. If someone has something that looks critical to you, something that makes you feel uncomfortable, and you bite their head off every time, they will get to where they will stop telling you the truth. And you're going to be like the emperor's new clothes. Everybody's telling you, oh, no, that's great. That's great. That's great. Because they're afraid because of the attitude that you have or the disposition that you develop. I don't want to be chewed out. I don't want to be griped at. I don't want to be isolated. Forget it. I ain't telling you. They won't tell you the truth. So you've got to be open enough. You've got to be confident enough that when someone tells you you're doing something wrong, you're out of alignment with what you need to, you're not bringing your club head square. You're dropping your shoulder. You're throwing it over and you're having an outside in swing or an inside out swing. You're going to have to let someone look at you and make a true critical assessment. And then be humble enough to say, I think you're right. I'm really going to legitimately look at that. That's the truth. And you've got to have people to do that. You've got to have people to tell you your clothes don't match. You got to have people tell you your hair looks awful. You got to have people in your life that can tell you you're wasting too much time on the phone. Or you are, on and on. There's so many things that need correction in your life because you're not seeing the results that you want. You don't want to end up in the trees, or let me put it this way, or in trouble, or in a place that you're having to work out of. See, that's the deal. I get off into the trees, and what I've got to do is figure, okay, how do I get out of this? Okay, am I going to use a punch shot? Am I just going to chip out into the fairway to where I can get another opportunity at this shot? I mean, and sometimes in life, that's kind of how we've lived our life. We're constantly thinking, how do I fix this? Well, what do I have to do next? I got myself in trouble here. Seems like financially I'm having a problem. Socially, just seems like my friendships are constantly under attack. And we will even blame it on the devil. Well, the devil's giving me a problem with friends. Well, sometimes you don't have friends because you're not friendly. Just a little constructive criticism there. You're going to have to be nice to people. You're going to if you don't allow people to tell you when you're wrong, then you're going to go through life ill-equipped and you're not going to perform to your highest potential. And that's just the bottom line. So that's just an analogy that I picked up from playing a little bit of golf. And yes, I did humble myself and I knew he was correct. Now, I wasn't able to fix it immediately. That was the interesting thing. He told me what I was doing wrong, but I was so grooved in this other path, I couldn't fix it, but I knew he was right. And so you know what I did? I went back to the driving range and I worked on that. See, sometimes you have to just focus on, okay, I got to go back to the driving range of life. I'm just going to have to go back and I got to work on this pattern right here. This pattern's off. I've got to do better. I've got to do better in this area. But I promise you that if you will just acknowledge that this could be a problem, and then you will make an effort to try to fix it and move in that direction, ask the Lord for help. Ask the Lord to bring people into your life that love you enough to tell you the truth. And then be humble enough to hear what they've got to say. If you'll do that, I promise you will begin to move into a path of success, and you will start enjoying the game more. You will enjoy life more. You will enjoy your marriage more. You'll enjoy your job more. People are in the trees in every aspect of their life. You'll enjoy your church more. I mean, everything about you, you enjoy the game of life more when you find out that the problem isn't your clubs. It isn't the ball. It isn't the course. The problem might be you. It might be. So what are you going to do to change? You can make that decision right now. You can begin right now to move in the right direction. And you do that by just making a decision. I'm going to genuinely move into an area where I'm going to study more. I'm going to prepare myself more. I'm going to ask for advice and counsel more. I'm going to figure how I can make this better. And if you'll do that, I promise you, it'll change your life. And you will find the game of life on down the road. Because see, it's not just, if I could just stick in this analogy for a moment, the game isn't just one hole. It's 18. Now, sometimes that feels like forever, especially when you're constantly in trouble. But when you play the game right, suddenly you begin to enjoy it, and it's fun. It's satisfying. Does that make sense to you? It's satisfying. And that's the way life should be. It shouldn't be a constant struggle. If life is a constant struggle, something is wrong with what you are doing. And I love you enough to tell you the truth about that. It's not your clubs. It's not the ball. Something is wrong with the way you are conducting yourself. And if you will have the courage to back up a little bit and break it down, come back to the base. I hate to just keep going on to this, but there are basic fundamentals of the game. They're very basic. You don't have to get so technical with everything, just the basic fundamentals. I'm going to go back and find out my stance, my grip. These are some of the basic fundamentals. My takeaway, these are just a couple of basic fundamentals that if I will go back and make sure those are right, it will almost always bring everything in line. And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to have a great score in life. You're going to have a great experience in the game of life. And the results will be that you will win. You will be in the winner's circle. And isn't that really what you want? I just want to enjoy this. Good gracious. I love it. I love life. I talk about I love golf, and I do. I enjoy it. It so challenges me in so many ways, but I love life. I love life. What a privilege to be here. How incredible it is to experience this wonderful day-to-day game of life. And maybe you've broken down in one section. Okay, well, maybe you got a bogey, maybe you got a double bogey, or worse. Okay, forget that. The game's not over. That's just one little thing that happened. We got another hole in front of us. We're going to do better. We're going to make a birdie on this next one. We will catch up. We will. We're going to catch up, And at the end of the day, we're going to have a great score. We may be worn out, but it's a good tired. It's not just tired, it's a good tired. And that's really how life should be for you. Oh, I love this life. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love everything about it. I love that I have an opportunity to know you. And I'd like to take that to another level. Please leave a comment. Let me know. Communicate with me, and let me know how you're doing in life. And I think I can help you get. I think I'm not the greatest swing trainer that you'll ever meet, but I can help you with a couple of aspects of life that I think will help you. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for joining me in all of this wonderful experience of life. And I am truly, truly looking forward to seeing you in the next session. Okay. I love you guys. Have a great, 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 have a great day.